Priorities, well, I think the first thing is that they don't need to be permanent. They're sort of like, what do you think is important right now? And you have to commit to that because you don't want to like keep whiplashing people like back and forth, right? So you pick some things. What do you pick? You pick the best things you can based on who you have, what you want to do, what your thoughts are, what you think you can achieve. I think that deciding like if you're going to build a new product or commit significant resources to something, that's a different kind of thing. And I think even those are relatively flexible for most kinds of businesses like ours. Obviously, if you're Boeing or Airbus or SpaceX or one of these, like that's a different story. But when you're making software, you don't need to run your business as if you are a business that has to invest in factories and parts and supply chain. And what we're going to do is just pick one of those things that we were doing. Instead of do two, we're going to do one. And then we're also going to put some other resources into something else and pause something and kind of shift some things around. And it feels right. Like you post that message internally and people go, yeah, that makes sense.
And Jason's written about this frequently, that when you make decisions far in advance of when you're actually going to do the work, you know nothing. Or at best, you know a little. You know much less than you would if you make that decision as close to the point of execution. And every single time Jason and I have promised to customers that we're going to deliver something X amount of time from now, we have regretted it with capital R. It is universally been just a bad idea to commit to a roadmap because we're committing with less information than if we were going to do it in time.
So it's like you can do this. You already do this. You can make it easier on yourself by not trying to guess the next year's worth of work. That's hard. And there's no reason to it. There's no reason to do that. There's no prize.
That urgency is part of being a founder, and I think a very positive part of it. But you also need some restraint. You need some restraint where you go like, ooh, I really want to do this, but we're halfway through the cycle. And if I then yank people off something I told them 3 weeks ago, A, they're not going to be very happy. B, it's not a very productive way to work. And what we find, of course, time and again, is that the idea you were super excited about that week, 3 weeks from now, maybe you're less excited, or maybe not. Maybe that idea is still just like ding, 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 ding. I want to do this. Great. Now you have the answer.